In this video, we're going to talk about how to impress your ex, not just through simple tactics or mindlessly memorizing arbitrary things, but how to actually impress your ex. Let's go ahead and get into this. Hey there, this is Clay with modernlove.life, and like I said, we're going to be talking about how to impress your ex in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. We need to understand first why your ex may not be impressed, and that's because they have a certain expectation about how interacting with you is going to be. That's to say, they've made up their mind in one regard or other in terms of what kind of person you are. Now, maybe this is due to things that you've done after the breakup, begging and pleading, apologizing a million times, texting far too often, all that sort of stuff. But I've been there. I know that that's something that you might have done. Sometimes I talk to people that haven't done that at all. I am amazed at those people. If you have done this, it's okay. Just know that you're setting a certain expectation for how interacting with you is going to be in the future, and it's probably not going to be a great expectation. Your expectation may have also been set by maybe your behavior leading up to the breakup, like maybe if you were just so caught up with work, or maybe you were emotionally unavailable for one reason or another. That can cause them to expect a certain kind of interaction with you. Now, when you break that consistency chain, when you break that pattern and start to show up as someone who maybe is emotionally available, or maybe isn't stressed out, or maybe isn't so focused solely on work, or isn't begging and pleading, or is a little bit more grounded, or is a little bit more generous, or is a little bit more understanding, or a little bit more compassionate, etc. These are things that are going to act as a state break between you and your ex in terms of them getting to notice that things are a little bit different. Now, they might like this, but it's not necessarily going to impress them. What you have to do is you have to think about why they broke up with you. What was it that caused them to say, hey, this is not the right relationship for me, maybe I should go somewhere else? You have to start thinking about that and start thinking about, okay, what is it they actually want, and how can I disprove some sort of assumption that they had about me and show them that, yeah, this is, something that I actually am, whether that's generous, emotionally available, over some other ex that I had in the past, honest, trustworthy, whatever it might be. Start to actually embody these sorts of qualities and these sorts of things as you move forward. Now, a lot of times people might be trying to impress their ex because they might be trying to get back together with that person. And that's understandable, and we have definitely helped people to get back together with their exes and save their relationships and all that sort of stuff for many years now. However, when it comes to the whole mindset of trying to impress your ex, that's where things get a little bit tricky, because you're coming at it from this place of putting on a performance for them, putting on some sort of performance trying to gain their approval or validation in some form or other. And if you think about that, that actually kind of puts you at a lower energetic level than them. There's someone up here who's holding the power to approve of you, validate you, whatever, give the fact that they're impressed with you or something like that. And then you're down here trying to put on some sort of performance to get that response or reaction from them. You can do that, and that's fine. You might be able to kind of get some progress from that. But what's going to help you the most is if you're not really looking for validation from them, but you're simply just embodying these qualities that we've talked about, whatever qualities you need to in order to actually show that you are the person that they fell in love with, that you do embody these qualities, that you do embody these values, that you do have, whatever it is that they're looking for in a partner. This is a little bit paradoxical because, if you want to get back together with them, you do want to get some sort of positive response from them. But what is going to make this shift work better for you is if you really want this for you, not just because you want them back. Those are the people that I like working with the least, are the people that are like, yeah, I just want my ex back, I don't care what I gotta do. I understand that frame of mind, but I want you to want this for yourself. Those are the kinds of people that I actually love working with, the people that want to make some sort of meaningful change in their life. Maybe they do want to get back together with the ex, but they also want to do this for themselves because they realize, okay, something happened. I was out of alignment with my own values. I was out of alignment with the person that I want to be. When you do that, you're not just going to be grasping at tactics. You're not just going to be putting on a good performance when you think your ex is looking, like on social media or when you interact with them in person or something like that. But you're going to be doing this all the time. Because if you're just putting on this performance when you think they're looking, then it's not really hardwired into you. It's not really a lasting, meaningful change. It's just a performance you're putting on, and at the end of the day, you just take off your costume, your mask, whatever it is, and you go home and you do whatever it is that you actually do want to do. But if this is a meaningful change, then you're going to be doing this all the time. It's going to become a meaningful, lasting, real, substantial transformation that you're taking part in here, and it's going to have a real significant effect in your life. I'd really encourage you to look at who you want to be, look at fully embodying that, because it is going to be very important. Then I'd start working on programming yourself to actually become this kind of person. And this is probably going to involve unlearning certain habits, certain emotional habits, like maybe, scarcity thinking, lack, insecurity, fear, anger, anxiety, whatever it might be, and starting to learn other emotional habits like peace of mind, calmness, lovingness, being rooted and grounded, wholeness, completeness, etc. And as you do that, you're going to naturally start bringing yourself to your life and to your interactions with your ex in a much different way. Like, for example, if you were just lost in work, and if you take a look at that and say, like, okay, why was I such a workaholic? Oh, it's because I have this scarcity mindset of, that I don't have enough money because I grew up poor or something like that. And if you say, okay, what if I focused on feeling whole and complete, where I didn't have this scarcity mindset, and it allowed me to actually, do a good job at my career, but then to actually focus on other things that are important to me, like, my connections with other people or my relationships, etc. when you log off. As long as you have that scarcity, that lack mentality, you're going to be carrying it around with you. But if you start to embody wholeness and completeness, you're going to feel probably a lot more chilled out at work, and you're going to carry that energy into your personal interactions. It's going to spill over, and it's going to allow you to have a different quality of interaction, probably a higher quality of interaction as well too. And so the best way that you can do that is, again, by reprogramming yourself to have more of these healthy relationship outlooks and mindsets. One tool that we have to help you with that is an 8-hour recording where I basically just tell you some positive affirmations that you can start to seep into your unconscious mind while you're sleeping. I mean, you're going to sleep anyway, so you might as well go ahead and program yourself for these things. I'd go ahead and suggest you go ahead and start listening to that every day for the next month, and just see what happens in your life, see what happens in your experience, see what happens in your outlook. You can go ahead and find that recording right over here. Go ahead and do it now. If you're ready to go to sleep, or if you're not going to sleep right now, go ahead and just watch it. There's some nice imagery that'll help you relax and get into that place where you're a little bit more receptive to these messages. But go ahead and check it out. Anyway, this is Clay. Take care, and I'll talk to you in the next